This is Chris from Sulphur, and you're listening to Dan Chen Show.
Hi guys, thanks for joining me on the show tonight. How are you doing? The guys from Sulphur released their brand new album today, so I feel very special to have you here. How's things?
Hi, thank you very much for having us today. And yes, we released our new album today, and we're super proud of what we are doing.
Awesome. So let me ask you before we get into that, whereabouts in Italy are you?
North of Italy.
North of Italy. Yeah.
Yeah, Milan.
Milan way, so the middle.
Milan, Arona, near
Lake Maggiore.
I love Verona. I love Milan. I love the lakes. I love that part of the world. Very, very lucky to be from there. Awesome. So as I said, I feel quite honored to have you on the show on release day. You've literally just released your brand new album, Dark Secrets of the Soul. How good is it finally to have it out?
Well, okay, I will talk about the new album, and well, we have a lot of fun during the recording of this album because these are probably the best songs we ever written, and we have put everything that we have to support during these two years. We started to write the songs during 2021. Before the release of our first album, Sulphur Cult. This is a sort of a journey inside the human aspects, the most dark and the most how to say fragile part of a human soul. So that's the meaning of the album, and
yes, musically we mixed up a few elements from black metal, deathcore, progressive, such in songs such as Lotus, and I think this is the most inspirational that lead us to compose Dark Secrets of the Soul.
Yeah. So I've had a really good listen to it today. I was saying to you, Don, before the other guys joined us, is that I've had a really good listen to it today. It's a really great piece of work. Now, leading up to the album, you released Unholy Light and Lotus, probably my favorite track. How was the response to these two tracks leading up to the album? What's the reviews like? What's the word on the street been like?
Well, there's people who dislike it, and there's people who like it. So it depends on what do you like it. We have seen a bunch of review talking about the fact that deathcore bands does not allow it to do clean vocals in their songs, but I disagree with this.
Right.
We are artists. We are musicians, and we have to be free to express ourselves.
I agree.
Yes,
I think the clean vocals sound amazing in it. They really do.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Yes, we have this song that we consider too amazing to not include in the album, and we are happy with the response we had for the song. Obviously, there's someone who don't like it, but we don't care.
Did you decide to release those two tracks, especially Lotus being a little bit different, just to test the water, to see what people would think, to release that as a single? Because it's an epic track. What made you choose that as a single?
Well, not to know what the people think, but because we really like the song, so we just decided to put it in the album, and that's all. If people like it, we're happy. If people don't like it, okay, we have to agree with them. But
maybe
for
in the
us,
future, maybe in the future we will do something like Lotus, because I really enjoy it.
Yeah, we really like that kind of songs. And put clean vocals on other songs could be something interesting.
Yeah, that guitar outro as well on Lotus is pretty special as well. So what's the status of the album? You know, how long has it been ready for? I believe it's been 2 years in the making. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that frustrating? Was it 2 years total, or has it been ready to be released for quite, 6 to 8 months now? The album must be quite old to you now.
Well, we have the album ready the beginning of the beginning, but half of 2022.
Right.
We started to release 2 songs. We released "Shadow of the Dark Throne" and "Buried by Snow and Dale." But after these songs, we have been contacted by some labels. Yeah, and we started to talk with some of them, and then Scarlet Records, the CEO, saw us during a live show and asked to work with them. So
we signed with Scarlet Records, and
yeah.
then we set up all the release from Dark Secrets of the Soul, and we released the album.
So how do you guys like to write and record? Are you traditionalists, as in you get in the room together and write, or do you do things more remotely? Because you all live near each other, so do you do things together, or is it done separate?
Well, it
depends. Some track we compose some tracks in our rehearsal room, and then we produce it. Or maybe we just sit down in front of our DAW, and then we compose. We do not have particular methods to do it. So maybe I start with an idea, and then I tell to Emma to compose it on the DAW, or maybe we have some ideas during the rehearsal room, and we record it with the phone, and then we take the recording from the phone and put it on our DAW. We have different ways to do it.
Sure. Now, what kind of headspace do you have to be in to write these kind of sick tracks? Do you have to get into some kind of like zone, or does it come quite naturally to you? Or do you have to specify certain time when you're going to start being creative?
We always try to put the darkest things and the darkest thoughts we have in our song.
Yes, I can talk for myself. Usually when I write a song, it's because I'm in a specific moment that I need to put in music.
Express yourself, kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. For example, Lotus was a very difficult moment after the release of our first album, Sulphur Cult. Not everyone was supporting us. Not everyone was believing in us. So when you do something, you release your first album, and you don't see the support of your friends or stuff like that.
Yes, we have seen a lot of criticism.
And you feel alone. So that's the reason why we wrote Lotus, and that's the meaning of the song. Elevating ourselves over these things.
Yes, Lotus is a song that speaks about depression and about the end of relationships. So there are a few meanings into that song.
The good thing about that kind of track, and I was reading through the lyrics earlier, is that the listener can take a lot from it themselves. And that's the magic of it. They can take their own experiences and put that into that track, which I think is quite special.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yes, of course.
So how prolific are you as writers? Are you always in a writing mode, or do you have to go to a certain place to get creative? And I can imagine if this album has been ready quite a long time now, the next album must already be started to be written, right? You're not going to stop writing.
Yeah. We have a lot of songs ready, and we're working to complete the new album. So I think that
we are currently working on new tracks and on new pre-prods. So we are
You can,
Yes,
you can.
you don't have to wait so much for the next.
Good. That's good. Now, obviously, with this album, you've released a couple of really cool videos as well. How much fun do you have doing that? I mean, they're serious videos, but they look really cool.
Oh, thank you very much.
Mhm.
Well, we also recorded those videos very far from home. We went in the center of Italy, and for the first two videos, we rent a studio. Shot of the Doctor and Buried by Snow and Dale were recorded there. But for Eclipse of the Son of Eden, we went to
near a church.
the desecrated church. I don't know how to say it, and we've done some blasphemy there, and
Yeah,
we had
good.
a lot
And
of
that's
fun.
that's one thing I was going to say, actually, as an atheist myself, and I love seeing the blasphemous kind of thing. And with coming from, every time I go to Italy, it's like probably the most religious place I've ever been to on earth, Italy. How does
Yeah.
how do you ever get any like criticism or any sort of like thing that comes back negative because you guys are, you dark and what your themes are and everything? Do you have any negative feedback for that?
Oh yes, we have a lot of problem. I can say that I had some friends that are very religious, but I don't care. We're friends. We're people of the same place.
Yeah.
And after we release some songs, they forget me and go away. But I'm happy for that.
Yeah. Well, it's good publicity, right? Anyone that's going to criticize you, things like that, is
Yeah.
pretty good. That's what we
Yes.
need. That's what you want. Now, if you don't mind, Dom, this might be more towards you. If you don't mind, could we talk about the band's history, how it started, the name of the band, etc., and the band member change, etc., as much as you want to share? Do you mind?
Okay. The band started in 2014, and the name is um, esoteric meaning. Is a chemistry esoteric meaning. We wanted to express something brutal, but at the same time esoteric. So something that mixed up deathcore elements with black metal.
Yeah.
That was the original idea behind the name.
Sì, ma si vuol dire anche qualcosa sui membri.
I membri? Ah, ok.
Sì, fa un po'.
If you want to know about the past members, I can tell you we had some troubles with our past shows because they had problems with their jobs, so they can't they can't cover the shows.
It was a commitment thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand. And you guys, you want to move forward, and they're holding you back. So you're kind of like, you need to change things up a bit.
Yeah. Every time we see those things, we try to solve those problems. But when we can find something to make everyone happy, we have to take a decision.
Yeah.
For example, our last vocalist before me, I was the lead guitar, but we had different vision on the project. So we tried to.
I can tell this lineup is really connected about the goals of the band.
Yeah, that's
in the past we didn't have that connection between us. Now we are all on the same way. We have the same vision of the band, so it's perfect for us to work like that.
That's good. How do you feel like the band's evolving musically since 2014, and how did you decide on the sort of like sound direction when you first started? How did you decide on the deathcore black sort of sounds?
Well, my musically backgrounds is totally black metal.
Yeah.
Okay, so I decided to start a project that could mix it up some modern metal elements with my black metal influences,
Mhm.
and I think that
It works great. Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yes.
sometimes we've been some people say that we're just following a trend, but that's not the reality, because I listen to black metal since I was
Yeah.
10, practically, and I always done this kind of music. Before joining Sulphur, I had two bands where I've done folk metal but with black metal elements, and I've done alternative metal but with black metal elements.
Yeah.
So when they called me to join Sulphur, I just brought my black metal influences, more European sound into deathcore. So this is
And
this
of
is
course
just an
we
answer to people who say that we are just a trend. No, we're not a trend, and we do this because we are this.
Mm.
We do black metal because we have that how to say that vision of the world. So
Yeah, I understand.
and of course we put it in our aesthetic. So
yeah.
we started using a coarse paint and some black metal aesthetic,
Well, that's perfect, because I was going to say,
but in a modern way.
yeah, I was
Okay.
going to
Yeah.
say, how important is the look and imagery to you guys? You know, you put a lot of effort into it. It really pays off. Is it more of like, do you get into sort of like a persona with that? You know, you change your character because you're putting that on, especially when you're on stage.
Yeah, we change a lot, because under the stage we are normal people. We have we are totally how to say funny people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when
We only
when we
go to church. No,
Yeah.
just joking.
no, when we put the corpse paint on and our costumes, we became another thing. So
Yeah.
on stage we are a totally different person.
Okay, so let's talk about shows. You know, what's happening this year? What shows are going to be happening in 2024, festivals, etc., to back this album up? What's on the agenda?
Well, now we have the release party tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night we will release with a live show the new album, and we have now planned a gig on April 6th, if I remember right, and we're working to do more shows, maybe also tour across the Europe if we can.
Awesome. What would be on the gig bucket list? Where would you like to play? What festival would you like to be on?
Hellfest.
Lost Ark, Hellfest.
Yeah. Hellfest, yeah.
My
Every
dream is the
festival,
Wacken.
every festival.
Wacken as well. Yeah, for sure. And what country would you like to play that you haven't played, or what country would you like to visit to take your music to specifically?
England for sure.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
Well, England, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I can also say Finland, Norway, United States.
For sure.
We had a tour to do before the COVID era, and we couldn't do it, and it was a tour in England. So I really wanted to reorganize it.
Who would you ideally, this is an off the record question, who ideally would you like to tour with, realistically?
Deathcore or black metal?
Yeah, well, anything, whatever anyone you want.
Well, Lorna Shore would be great. Sign of the Swarm.
Yeah.
Carnifex.
Behemoth. After
Behemoth.
the burial.
Yeah.
Plastic Flash.
Yeah. All right. Enough. You got that. That's good. That's good. We'll get a good tour going. Now, what's the Italian metal scene like? Because I know from being in the rock and metal scene for many years, there's a lot of cheesy Italian rock bands, right? And it's good to see you guys keeping the metal flag high. But what's the metal scene like in Italy?
Well, the underground scene is not so big. Um, there are a few bands that are doing great things, but there is not so much support between bands, and there is not there are not uh, how I have to say it uh, there are not agencies that organize good things
Yeah.
or tour across the Italy.
Yes.
So yes, there are some difficulties.
Yeah. I
Yes,
see.
That's
unfortunately,
the truth.
also the Italian bands usually, not everyone, but a lot of bands see music as a competition. So everyone try to be better than others, but that's not the way to do music. Well, we're not interested in being better than other bands. We try to make friendships with other bands, but we can't. Everyone see the other artist as a rival, so it's very difficult to create a bigger scene here in Italy, and that's the reason why the only bigger bands that come from Italy are only Lacuna Coil and maybe Flex God Apocalypse.
Yeah.
But I think that we have a lot of good band here in Italy that can do very big things. But everyone starts to compete with others, so they're more on being better than do good the music.
I see. I understand.
In my opinion, there are a lot of bands, but there are no shows. In Italy, bands does not play.
I agree with that. I mean, every time you see a tour poster, you never see any gigs down in Rome or in the south, do you? I mean, you don't see much down there. It's always Milan. In fact, when I was in my old band, I played a gig in just outside Milan many years ago, like 10, 12 years ago.
Trezzo sull'Adda.
Yes, I
Trezzo sull'Adda.
Club.
I think that's
okay.
Yeah. In 3 words, describe the band, and you all get a word each. You might get Emmanuel to have to say something.
It's a very difficult question, this.
Especially not in Italian, right? Okay.
Okay, that's my turn. Esoteric, brutal, horror.
Yeah, cool. He's nailed it. Done it. Perfect.
Come solve the situation.
Thank you for saving the day. Okay. What one track do you think sums the band up the best? What one song? What one track says, if someone was to say, what do you guys do? You play this one track and you go, this is us. Which one is it? Because I'm going to play it next.
The Dark Throne for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
For me, it's a really difficult choice. So I think Dark Secrets of the Soul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for joining me on the show. It's a pleasure to have you here, especially on your release day. Good luck with the album. Hoping to see you on the road sometime this year.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us.